Can you see us?
There you go. I can see you.
Oh, okay, we can hear you now.
There you go. I can even hear you now.
Us too. Well, welcome. This is Cemetery Commission of Berlin. My name is Charles Calarisi. I'm the chairman. Dick Benson, Stephen Pastuzik, Ed Hornclaw, Steve Wood, Superintendent of Public Grounds, and Joan Feely, and our moderator is Chris Riza.
How are you?
Hey, Riza, we've been talking for a couple of months.
Hi, how are you? Let me
I'm
turn the
good.
radio down here.
Thank you so much for attending this meeting.
You're welcome. Appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity.
Well, sir, we're in charge of seven cemeteries in town that were abandoned.
Okay.
And some of them go back to the French and Indian War. And I'll give just a little synopsis. It was neglected for a long, long time. And we finally came together last year and got some good funds and some grants. And we've gone in and done a lot of trimming. We've done a lot of, excuse me, replacing fences. And now we're at the point where we have to fix some of these broken stones.
Okay.
And Risa got in touch with you, and I guess you're coming in September to take a walk through one of the cemeteries?
Yes. Yep. Give you an idea of what can be done. And if you guys are interested in getting a quote and things like that, we can come down and do an assessment. So we're just kind of meeting in September to get an idea of what you're looking for and what your needs may be.
Absolutely. Risa, you got any questions or?
Yeah, I just had a couple of logistics questions. I'm sure these will be answered in much more detail
That's
at the
fine.
site visit. But I'm just curious, like, what the average project time is for you guys, like going to a cemetery, assessing, fixing the stones. I understand that will definitely vary based on the number and the severity of damage, but generally, about how long do you spend at a site?
Well, so our process is we would come down and we would take a look and do an assessment. We charge for an assessment. What we do is it's $150 an hour, which usually takes a couple, 3 hours, but that is refunded on the first invoice. So that's just kind of covers our time. If you know, it kind of weeds out the people that aren't serious, you know, so it's funding that you do get back. But we'll take in, we'll probably pick 15 stones or so to look at that are of different types, different makeups that need different processes. And we'll go through those and we'll give you an idea. So you can take from that and look at your other cemeteries and say, okay, there's a broken marble. It takes X amount of dollars to fix this broken brownstone that needs to work. And just give you an idea of the different types of repairs. The estimate that we do send will be done by stone and by process. So it'll give you everything it needs to be done and identify the stone by name and we assign it a number. So once we get that and we send that estimate to you, you send it back to us, say, okay, yeah, we'll sign off on it. We'll send you a contract, we'll get the contract signed and we'll put you on the schedule. If it's 15 to 20 stones, right now we're working in Newport. We've got 31 stones that we're doing in the Bremen Cemetery in Newport. And we plan on being here probably a couple, 3 weeks. We just did 26 stones for a couple in Stonington. That was about a week and a half to get those up. And again, it depends on various factors like the type of stone, the type of repairs that's needed and how much help I can get.
Well, would you explain your restorative process? Say, as an example, a marble stone that is just broken in half versus a brownstone that is shattered in many pieces. What's the process for repairing each?
All right, so a marble stone, it would be cleaned with D2, which is the National Park Service recommended cleaner. That's the only one that they use for on the the veteran stones. It's a green chemical. It's not a chemical per se. It's green. You can use it on your hands and your horse. It's very environmentally friendly. So we would clean the stone with the D2, and we have to find out where the stone is broken, and depending on where it is, if it's broken at ground level, we can raise it up to get the repair that we need to do above a couple, 3 inches above the ground. We'll do that. We'll clean the mating surfaces so we have good contact. You have to check the marbles to make sure it's not sugared. If there's a situation where the mating surfaces aren't going to provide a good contact, we'll clean them up to the point they are. We'll use an epoxy spaced out, and then we'll epoxy the stone, let it set up. Now we'll go back and we'll add a line of mortar that's color matched to the stone to clean up the repair line. And when it's done, you'll notice that there'll be a little bit of a difference in color between the two, but the stone will eventually whiten because the D2 works over time. And you'll see the stone, anything that we clean will just continue to get brighter and cleaner. As far as a brownstone, depends on what needs to be done. The brownstone, a lot of the monuments, the problem with those is they're wearing from the inside out. What happens is you get a fracture in there, and now brownstones, and like marble, are sedimentary stone. So we quarried them out of the ground, we stood them up on their end, and we carved them. So what's happening is they're kind of like a deck of cards, and they're starting to separate like this, you know? So what happens is moisture gets in behind the fracture line inside the stone, and it freezes and thaws, it starts rubbing, it turns back to sand. A lot of times if you go up to a brownstone monument or something like that, just tap on it, you can hear it's hollow. So what we have to do with those, and it's quite an extensive repair, is you have to get in behind the face, wherever the fracture is, clean out as much of the friable material as you can, and get in there with an epoxy and layer it with an epoxy and a lime mortar that's color matched to the stone. And any repair line that you do, you never put a line straight across like with epoxy or anything, or cement or anything that does not allow moisture to pass through the repair, because these stones wick moisture through it. As you're sitting in the ground's wet, it's drawing moisture through, and just through the natural evaporation process. If you hinder that process, you're going to have a different moisture content above and below your repair. And then during the freeze thaw cycles, you'll fracture your stone. And plus, we also want any repairs we do to be the weak link. If there's a situation where we've repaired a fractured stone, somebody hits it again, we want it to break at the original fracture line. We don't want our repair to be stronger than the original stone. Otherwise, you're going to have a new fracture line, another part of the stone that doesn't do anybody any good. That's why we try to avoid pinning whenever possible. We're just doing a repair to make it look as natural as possible.
Do you have the capacity to do foundation work?
We generally don't. That's more of a structural element, depending on what size foundation you're talking. You know, I mean, we can put a small foundation in, you know, for small stones. We've done that before, but as far as like for a large 15, 20-foot monument, no, we generally don't do that.
Good. Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, do you record the stones carving an inscription before you do repair? Or is that something that we would need to do ahead of time?
That would be up to you guys.
Okay.
We don't generally, we'll take the information as far as the stone's name and, you know, its location and things, but that's it. We don't record any of this history of the stone. Are you guys aware of the Hale collection?
Yes.
Yeah, they should have all that information, anything before 1890, I believe.
Lisa, what's that date they're coming down in September?
September 20th.
September 20th. So you guys mark that down on your calendar. And where should we meet? Right here at the town hall, the easiest place for Mark to find us, because the cemetery just,
Probably, yeah, like just kind of hard to find.
yeah, the cemetery's like a quarter of a mile from here, but if you GPS the town of Berlin, town hall,
Yeah.
and it's a quarter of a mile from here, but to give you directions for that, you'll get lost.
Okay, that sounds good.
So we'll see you on the 10th of September at,
The 20th.
or 20th, I mean, at 10, is that what you said?
What's the name of that cemetery again?
The cemetery is gonna be Ledge Cemetery.
All right, that sounds good. Yeah, so we've done a lot of work around the area. We just went and started some work up in Granby. We do a lot of work in Newport, Rhode Island. We just did some private work in Stonington. We do Grove Street Cemetery every year in New Haven, right across from where Yale University is, right in the center there. So I had sent Riza some information, if you had any questions on what we've done, our qualifications and things.
Yep, and I shared that with the rest of the committee. Would noon work for you on the 20th? Is everybody good with noon, or do you want to do a different time?
Works for me.
I'm unfortunately not available in the morning, so it would have to be, if I'm gonna be there at noon.
Noon would be better for me too.
Noon? Okay.
Where are you coming from, sir?
Stores.
Oh, okay. You got 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, well, if nobody else has any questions, we will see you on the 20th at 12 o'clock.
Thank you, Will.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Okay, that's cool. It's not gonna be as cheap as our Boy Scout. No. But hey, gotta be done, it's gotta be done.
Yeah.
So,
Did you hear what you said about pinning?
yeah,
Mhm.
not to.
No pinning.
Mhm.
Well, we'll see which one holds up better. Pinning or non-pinning?
But that's a
So-
Tuesday, you guys,
Yes.
At noon now?
no time,
When's our meeting that month?
it's before that.
The
The 18th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Isn't that the Berlin Fair day?
Uh-oh.
it's on the. schedule
meeting?
As the 18th.
I can't do it.
Oh, our-
Tuesday.
Can't be on a Tuesday.
No, no,
No, then,
Meeting, our meeting's the 15th.
That makes
okay,
sense.
yeah.
yes, that makes more sense.
We're the third Tuesday of the month.
Tuesday or Wednesday?
Thursday.
Or
Yeah,
Thursday?
Thursday.
Did I say Tuesday?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
Thursday.
all agreed for a
15th.
moment. all right, so.
Tuesday's when he's coming. Okay, all right, we got that. All right, here. Okay, well, that's cool. All right, did everybody get a chance to see the minutes?
It's 15.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the Berlin Fair is
Yep.
on the 15th.
I moved there, second.
Second,
They open the fair on Thursday.
second, all in favor of
Aye.
the minutes? Aye,
Oh,
okay. Old business, repair of stones, we just took care of that. B, the Worthington Fire District. As you know, we sent that letter last month. And Kate brought it to the attention of the town manager and the council. They were quite upset. We have not, I just checked the mail, we have not heard back from them, not a phone call or not a letter. So I just saw Roche. He's gonna he went down to the cemetery today to see what we were talking about. And he's gonna make some phone calls tomorrow. And he's gonna get back to me. I ran into Peter Rossa, who's on the council. And he told me to go through Jeff D'Onofrio, who's the town council, the lawyer. And Roche said to wait first, so we'll wait. See what happens. So that's where we are with that. Public grounds report, Steve, you're up.
Okay, so, well, that falls into that. Pretty much have really nothing. All the fences have been up, the gates are up, everything is up and operational. We have finally deterred the person that was driving into the cemetery on Norton Road. They have now altered their location and now they are driving into the field that was just sold on the corner of Norton and Fora. So they're not driving.
Damaging that now?
Damaging that. Yeah. That's it for the public grounds report.
Well, we had that tree come down in Dennison.
Oh, I thought that was the tree damage on the new business.
Oh,
That's what I was waiting for.
oh, okay.
So,
We could do
the
that, yeah.
cemeteries, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, he's gonna report that under that.
So cemetery is left to do with fencing.
Exactly.
That's the only.
And is that on his schedule?
I have not put it on his schedule because we're gonna have to do a transfer of funds. To cover the cost of that.
So we might want to wait to see what this guy's price is gonna be for the stones and how much we want to spend before we start the transfer.
What increase?
Because when we made a new account inside the cemetery committee for fencing, fencing can only come out of the fencing account. So we only have $5,000 in fencing. The fencing that we just put up cost $3,700. Ballpark, so we have $1,300 left. If the fence comes in for Beckley at $4,200, I need to tap into our contractual services and do a budget transfer from contractual services to fencing to cover the fence.
And that's problematic.
No, but if we decide to repair the stones and the stones come in at a large sum of money, we want to make sure we have the funds to do the stones and the fence.
Well, we got $38,000.
Well,
You want me to have Brightest price it out then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get the fencing done and then. We're gonna go to Ledge Cemetery. There's not that many more stones that gotta be fixed.
Okay.
Because the scouts did what, 10 or 12 of them? I believe, so, yeah. So I don't, we're not gonna spend that much money there. And then we can get. Once we get that done and we like what he's doing and the price is right and all that, then we'll pick a cemetery to go to next. Which would probably be Denison. Cause we got a few broken stones with that tree that came down.
Yep.
So, but we can assess that, but let's get the fencing all done.
Okay.
Okay. Anything under the whole business?
I think that makes good sense, Charles, because at $150 an hour, just repairing one stone, it could take a day.
Well, he said 2 to 3 hours.
So if we have all the fencing done, then we need additional financial support. It would be good to be able to go to the council and say, thanks to you, we've done yeoman's work by cleaning up, sprucing up, trimming, and doing all the fencing. Now it's a big capital project, so we need,
Or,
to have everything done, in other words, before we ask for more money. I think it's under our cap.
but then again, when you get your new money in July, fencing's all done. So it can all be put to stones repair.
Mhm.
So it's either or. I hate to go ask for more money. If we don't have to, if we can budget this,
We
You know,
don't have to do that.
we're not gonna, yeah, we're not gonna do the whole we're not gonna do all the cemeteries
Oh,
over here.
no,
You know, but we get, so when we get done with the fence and all that stuff, if we got 20 grand left. And he gives us a number,
Mhm.
20 grand, boom, go to 20 grand, that's it, we're done for the year.
Mhm.
And then in July, we want you to come back again. And we'll go to Denison or Beckley or whatever. I think Denison's the worst. And if we have anything to do in Dunham, we still have $10,000 or $11,000 in there from the estate.
Yeah, that's right, too.
So that's a freebie, as far as I'm concerned. Because there's nothing left to really do in there. Fencing's all done, the walls fixed, the trimming's pretty much done.
What's the footage, Woody, at Beckley, remember? 150?
I think it's over 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because he had 170 feet of fence. And we were able to do Cashman with that, but it wasn't enough to do Beckley.
Yeah.
210, 230,
It sure looks good, all done, boy.
it does.
Yeah, it looks real good.
And we'll get in there and clean Beckley, we'll get carpet in there as soon as his machine comes.
Yeah, I
back.
went by yesterday,
Yeah.
it's a little messed up, maybe we can. Get something planted on there in the future, so that keeps those ugly weeds down.
Yeah, I think we're better off, we'll just get into a mowing schedule and just having them come in and brush cut it every,
Oh, okay.
get some good, glyphosate on there, let's take care of it.
Okay, any other old business? All right, new business, tree damage.
So tree fell in Denison, crushing several stones. I'm pretty sure that the tree will be removed tomorrow from distinctive. They'll clean up the whole entire area. But unfortunately, since the tree fell, somebody decided to move into the cemetery. With a couple of tents, and claim residents there. We called the police came down, overlooked the area to see if there was any type of anybody being in there. And they had deemed that since nobody had been there in the last like 24 hours, it was considered abandoned. We cleaned everything up, took a good dump truck load of stuff out of there, threw it all away in the area, so. That's the tree report.
Geez, I went in there 2 Sundays ago when that tree came down. Where were they camping? Up there on the hill?
Nope, it's right where the tree fell.
Yeah,
There was 2 tents. If you came in,
they
from
weren't there
Worthington-
that day. I was,
coming from Worthington Water District,
yeah.
right, Worthington Fire, they're right there.
Huh.
They hop the fence every day. They had camp, tents, everything, so.
Oh, now they're gone.
They claimed the area.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, they didn't have to worry about the neighbors, huh? What about trim and ledge over here?
That was my question.
I was hoping to meet up with Distinctive. Something got missed in the translation, and Distinctive's last day is tomorrow and they're pulling out, so they never got a chance to go over there and look. Don't know how that one happened, but
We're gonna get them back.
yeah, I don't know when they're coming back. They're supposed to be coming back, but we're lucky they're gonna get the tree done tomorrow.
So they allocate so much time at a municipality? So many days or a week or?
Yeah.
I see their trucks all over the state.
Yeah, they're big.
They're huge. I'll explain that afterwards.
Well, maybe you can find out when they're gonna come back, so. we'll Keep that,
He,
it's gotta be nice to clean that up before.
I talked to Chris, he doesn't know when they're coming back.
There's no other alternatives. We don't have any other contractors on. Okay. Well, That's that.
That's more than Steve could handle.
So there's a lot of brush in there. Yeah. You need a good machine in there.
Gigantic.
Plus, there's a lot of litter in there too. People would dump stuff in there, so you definitely need a chipper. Yeah. Oh, well. We'll get it. Okay, any other new business? Anybody got anything? No? Oh. Guess I'm doing a hell of a job, huh?
All right, yes, so.
Well, it'd be interesting to meet this gentleman on the 20th. That's,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
you know,
But, you know, the question about foundation, I mean, that's important. You know, he mentioned that stone's broken 3 inches off the ground level. If the foundation is wobbly or if it's unstable, it makes no sense to fix the stone if he's not gonna do foundation work. And that could be as much of an expense as,
Well, he said they could do stones, they just don't do the big monuments.
Yeah.
Like the big monuments,
oh, yeah, but.
well, just walking through there
yeah.
with the scouts, most of them are snapped off above.
Well, look how many foundations that, what's his name, did out in the leg. Yeah, a lot of dirt dug up there that he was,
Well, yeah, some good ones.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
well, he was training them too.
we'll see.
All right, well, hey, we'll find out, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, if that's it, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'm gonna,
Second.
Second, and the next meeting, we said, is on the 15th,
yes.
third Thursday. Well, thank you all.
I will not be at the next meeting.
Uh-oh,
No,
vacation.
I have an upcoming, social procedure, so I don't get to be there.
We'll see you 5 days later.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sometimes I just.
All right, thank you, everyone.
All right.